首先有请来自日本王汉 MIU HIRANO。接下来有请来自中国王牌的YINGSHA。
Just listen to the roar of the crowd. This is the player they have all come to see. China's long-time world #1, YINGSHA, beginning her quest for a 5th WTT Grand Smash title. She's taking on wildcard MIU HIRANO of Japan. And this is a great way, isn't it, Fraser Riley, to get us going in the China Smash.
Here in the Infinity Arena, you've got YINGSHA, who is borderline unstoppable when she's at her best, against MIU HIRANO, who, interestingly, is the only non-Chinese player who is...
Before we get going here. Now, it's interesting, isn't it, Fraser? We looked at that head-to-head briefly there. HIRANO stunned YINGSHA, didn't she, in the final of the WTT contender in Zagreb 2 years ago. Will that be something that's on the mind of YINGSHA as she comes into this one?
I think it'll certainly be somewhere in the annals of YINGSHA's brain, but she'll be dialed in here. She doesn't want to, you know, upset her fans in the first match of this event. But it is,
yellow for HIRANO,
that said, a potential banana skin.
Yellow, HIRANO won a toss. HIRANO to service, which side? This side?
HIRANO wins the toss and the crowd eager to get this one underway. You can hear the noise growing, the anticipation building. Now, YINGSHA comes into this, doesn't she, Fraser, in fantastic form, fresh off a win in Macau last week where she took the title at the Champions. She also won the Europe Smash recently, but we'll start with HIRANO first, a former...
Looking forward to Link versus Aruna, tasty there as well. Testament to the depth of world table tennis right now.
Absolutely, yeah. 6 matches then in this opening session, followed by another 6 this afternoon from 8 o'clock local time of table tennis action for us to get our teeth into today. Almost ready to get underway then.
First game, HIRANO to serve, love all. One love.
Now, what will be the key for MIU HIRANO to get some kind of traction in this match to assert herself?
She has to be as aggressive as possible. She's nicknamed the Hurricane. So quick over the table. Solid on both wings. Someone who really shocked Team China at the Asian Championships back in 2017. Took down 3 Chinese A-listers en route to winning that event. And of course a World Championship bronze medalist, so someone who Team China have had to meticulously study in order to get over her again.
Let's love too.
Japan have been a tricky team for the Chinese players at times. Certainly there's a crop of exciting Japanese players all vying for Olympic teams, in the Olympic cycle as well, so there's plenty of competition within the Japanese ranks.
100%. They're sort of known as the second best team in the world after Team China. Of course, took them very, very close. Too close for comfort, really, at the World Championship final in Busan. HIRANO getting a win over Wang Yidi in that final. So she's been one of the long-term concerns, really. And a relatively very young team, Team Japan. Been a good start here from HIRANO, but I feel like YINGSHA's yet to fully settle. I'm sure when she was at the opening ceremony and saw the draw, she would have felt, oh, that's a tricky first round there against this player, HIRANO. Oh, this is incredible. Unbelievable, the rhythm of that rally there. You saw the speed that I was mentioning from MIU HIRANO on both wings. Great recovery, SHATOU playing the line out of the crossover. How did she manage to play there on full stretch?
It looked very effortless as well, didn't it?
Yeah, she's so smooth. Seems so at home in almost every single match that she plays. The world #1.
Very stable in the core as well, isn't she, YINGSHA? She's got a really low centre of gravity.
She does. She's engaged with the core. She's got a wide base. She transfers her weight wonderfully. She's very balanced. She makes all those minor adjustments required to get in that big, big forehand. An imperious forehand. You can see the touch play, the push play here. The switch of SHATOU. I've been loving her backhand recently. She's been working on that a lot with her personal coach, CHUQIN. Not known for the backhand, but look how good it is.
Yeah, of course, we know her as a very aggressive player on the forehand side, and it's nice to see this other aspect of her game coming out now.
Yeah, there's so many foreign threats. You've kind of got to constantly work on your game. There's barely any weaknesses right now. It's incredible that she is so stable, because usually when you can't have everything, can you? You've got to improve one thing at the sacrifice of something else. But she seems to have those gaps in her games completely covered.
3-6.
And she's turned the table here already. 3-1 down, remember.
Yeah, 5 quick points for the top seed here. It looked as though that was HIRANO's point, didn't it?
Yeah, it was good point construction here from HIRANO. Switching. Oh, she was not expecting it back down the line. Maybe it hit the top edge of YINGSHA's racket. She apologised for something. But she didn't win that point purely based on luck alone.
But again, YINGSHA is just a split second faster than HIRANO. She wasn't expecting that forehand to come back from that far corner, was she?
No, it's incredible how she can play one shot with the next shot in mind. YINGSHA, she's got on a completely different wavelength to even most pros. You know, HIRANO can't be too willing to rally. As good as she is there, it's risky against YINGSHA. It's a ticking time bomb. So she'll want to try and stretch SHATOU as quickly as possible.
If she doesn't want to get into a rally with YINGSHA, what kind of a game does she want to play here?
She's got to bring her in, take her out, disturb the rhythm, try and vary things, make it a guessing game in the serve-receive. You cannot build a house on sand. You can't become too predictable, even if you are a quick and powerful player. It was a lovely little touch there. You saw how she was able to think outside the box. A dainty little dink there on the line. SHATOU wasn't expecting that. Good length as well, half long. So it caused a little bit of indecision. Not much room for SHATOU to work with there on that edge, so that had all the key ingredients, that receive.
Stop. No flashlight, please. Thank you.
Crowd just being reminded not to use flash on their cameras. Well, that 5-point advantage restored as YINGSHA closes in on taking this opening game.
When YINGSHA plays those touches and pushes, it's almost like she's resting on her reputation as a power player. You can see how pressured HIRANO feels to make a good attack.
She held her own there, certainly in that rally, HIRANO, but it is 6 game points for YINGSHA. And you said, didn't you, Fraser, that HIRANO is not going to beat YINGSHA in the rallies?
She will from time to time, but, you know, it's so difficult. It's a constantly uphill battle. It's so difficult not to rush, not to snatch against YINGSHA. Nice composure, classy shot there from HIRANO off that angle. You could hear the...
The net go, and it is YINGSHA who takes the open at 11 points to 5. HIRANO made a good start, going 3-1 up, but just couldn't keep pace with the world #1, who wraps up the opener by 6 points. This is, of course, a best of 5. First player to win 3 games will seal their place in the second round. Sun Yingsha looking good, but doesn't look like she's even out of first gear yet, Fraser.
Yeah, I'm sure that she's... Incredible, isn't it, when you look at the women's single seeds? Soch, the only non-Asian player squeezing in there. So dominant, the Chinese, Japanese. You know, it's amazing how they've managed to get such a chokehold on the sport.
Second game, Sun to serve, bubble. Love 1.
Well, that's a spot on the table that MIU HIRANO has targeted on a number of occasions, the wide forehand side. SHATOU has normally been good at covering that one. Couldn't quite move quickly enough to get that shot in there that time.
Came across the ball slightly there. MIU HIRANO to add a little bit of side spin to guide it further. You're doing well at protecting the middle, protecting the crossover and switching SHATOU. Again, a good start from the Japanese wild card. Had a few questions coming in about why SHATOU chose to swap sides before they started. I think what it may have been was that she was facing her personal coach Choyuka that way at the start of the match rather than facing HIRANO's coach. Someone who she's got a really good relationship with, Choyuka. He's been coaching Kwaiman as well recently.
Law 4.
Thank you, Fraser. That's a fascinating insight into the way her mind might be working. Well, with her back to her coach, she has fallen 4 points adrift in the early stages of game number 2, and this is great stuff, isn't it, from the Japanese?
Yeah, this is the kind of psychological strength that I wanted to see from MIU HIRANO. She's had a lot of turbulence recently. She lost early on at the Worlds to Leja Rakovac of Croatia. That really hurt her, really stung her. I've heard that she was actually thinking about retiring quite soon, HIRANO, which is surprising as she is only 25. But, you know, she's playing here and she's playing against the world #1. This is the real deal. This is a huge, huge match for her.
And this is a huge game for her. And look at the scoreline in favour of the Japanese. It's a brilliant start to game number 2. Sun Yingsha hasn't got a single point on the board yet.
Unbelievable. She's just switching things up, treating each point on its own merit. 6 of the last 8 points to the Hurricane HIRANO. It's incredible that she is the only player to have beaten Sun Yingsha, a player outside of Team China to have beaten Sun Yingsha in the WTT era. We're talking about Sun Yingsha's 95% win rate against non-Chinese opponents there.
I mean, what does that tell us about her dominance, the Chinese dominance? Does that tell us that MIU HIRANO is a special player?
Yeah, it tells us all of those things, Rebecca, as we see a whiz one down the line there. Incredible get. As I said, HIRANO, one of the big threats. A few players have come very close. You know, Han Ying, Hana Goda, a couple of examples there. And of course, some of the Japanese like Hayata, but HIRANO the only one to have done it.
1-8.
Another really impressive shot there as well. Great ball placement from HIRANO, who looks as though she's getting some real confidence now.
I should mention that Miwa Haramoto did beat Sun Yingsha at the Asian Championships, but that, of course, not a WTT event, so doable, but almost impossible.
HIRANO isn't one of those Japanese players that we necessarily talk too much about, though, is she?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Because of that, I'd say, blip, but I guess it's more than that. It's been a bit of a downfall. We've seen her up and down the world rankings. She was, what, top 5, and then went to outside the top 40. Came back after the Contenders of Greb a couple of seasons ago. Got back into the top 2. Played the Olympics, just missed out on a bronze. So it's been so up and down. It's been crazy, really. Hard to deal with.
2-10.
But look at this. This is incredible.
And this is the kind of table tennis that saw her reach those highs. World number 5 in 2017, as you said. She's a current world number 33. Just lacking the consistency that she really needs to challenge those at the top.
3-10.
Now, is there a comeback here for Sun Yingsha? Is there a way
Stop.
back into game number 2?
Stop. 3-10.
Can't recall seeing someone come back from 10-3 at a WTT event. I've seen Calderano come back from 10-4 to win a game.
10-4.
You just never know in this sport, do you?
Now, you never know, and you certainly can't write off Sun Yingsha for all that she has achieved. HIRANO just policing the crowd, all these fans eager to get pictures and videos of the action.
Clever shimmy shot there from Sun Yingsha. Got the elbow very high, abbreviated the stroke, contacted it very finely, and went against the momentum of HIRANO's body weight there. See HIRANO shift towards the forehand, just caught off guard. Shasha using her peripheral vision as well as constantly keeping her eyes on the ball.
No flashlight, please. Thank you. 10-5. 11-5.
She goes long that time, and it was a great effort, wasn't it, from 3-10 down, but HIRANO wraps up the second, and she does so by a very convincing scoreline indeed. Well, the crowd finding their voice once again, willing Sun Yingsha on in this women's singles round of 64 match, and HIRANO has done what we didn't anticipate she'd be able to, Fraser, after the first game, and she's levelled up. And what was the difference in that second game, do you think?
Well, she got off to a good start of the game, but managed to hold on to the lead. I think that she managed to take a bit of pressure off herself. Didn't panic when she got in front. Didn't emphasise the importance of winning a point too much there. I think that was a psychological difference. Shows you that she has got it. I mean, well, she's in the Dragon's Den here. This is the hardest smash to win. There's 16 Chinese women in this main draw. There's no easy way through it. It's crazy, crazy, crazy strong. So she's playing the world number 1, and she's challenging her.
Do you think there was some nerves at play for HIRANO in the opening game?
Potentially. I mean, not at the start, but then I think that it began to sink in where she is, what the event is, the importance of this event, the significance as the last smash of the WTT season.
Beautifully, and she lets out a bit of a yelp of celebration. We don't often hear her being too vocal, do we, Sun Yingsha?
Usually the optimism remains guarded, but it goes to show that she really respects the level of her opponent here. She's embraced that this is going to be a true definition of a match. She's got to play the occasion herself here, Sun Yingsha. Yeah, it's a very, very tricky first round match. There's a lot of pressure on her. You're thinking about the tickets, you're thinking about the event. And, you know, she's got to think to herself, look, I've got to really set the tone here for my team. And they think of it as a team, the Chinese, even when they're playing singles. Glorious.
That's the aggressive forehand that we know she plays so well. That is textbook.
It really is. That was a scrumptious finish there, right off the bounce. Look at this angle. Untouchable.
Do we get the sense that she is just upping her level now?
Maybe. Looks like it, to be fair. Nice Chiquita from HIRANO. Oh, a hot skip and the jump. Look how she faded that finisher. CHUQIN on his feet here. The fans feel a little bit more settled now. I think HIRANO played a really good point, but I think that she played too many drives. It seemed too comfortable for SHATOU to use that pace and redirect.
Brilliant placement from HIRANO into that wide forehand.
That's a tactic that both the players are wanting to deploy. It's a riskier line to play. It's the shorter line to play, that parallel with the backhand. Obviously, two right-handed players here. So that's kind of a bit of symmetry. What's incredible about Sun Yingsha's game is that, you know, she's so quick and she's so powerful. And you don't always get to see that level of power in the women's game because on average the players are closer to the table. It's usually more of a game of speed, not really power as much, but she's still able to play full power close. So time-wise, you're still handcuffed.
Yeah, 7 points to 2. It's a very different third game than the opening two in which HIRANO got herself ahead, and Sun Yingsha, she clearly knew the importance of getting a quick start here, didn't she?
Yeah. And this is just what the doctor ordered here. It's looking like we're going to see a bit of a reciprocated scoreline in this game. Alright, I'm going to get a taste of her own medicine.
9-2.
I mean, the serve was fast.
Yeah, it's amazing actually, that's a good point. When you see this sport live, it's incredible how quick a short serve can actually come at you. Most serves at the top level half long.
Punishing stuff from Sun Yingsha, earning herself 8 game points. It's been incredibly one-sided, this game number 3, and she clearly didn't take kindly to being beaten in the second game, did she?
Looking to raise the bar.
How about that for a way to raise the bar? 11 points to 2. It was a brilliant way to finish off game number 3 as well. Sun Yingsha leads now by 2 games to 1 in this best of 5. This match has reached its conclusion, and it's Sun Yingsha who is a game away now from sealing her place in round 2. Absolutely speeding through game number 3, taking that 11 points to 2.
Sun to serve.
Really impressive fashion.
Level.
Well, HIRANO gets the better of Sun Yingsha in that rally. That was a point that looked as though it was there for the taking for the world number 1. Great rally to get us going in game number 4. MIU HIRANO in a must-win situation in this one if she is to stay in this match. Sun Yingsha nods to herself, just steals herself ahead of the serve in this one. Way to level up then. Sun Yingsha gets the better of HIRANO in that one. Gets that point finished off a lot quicker than the first one. Didn't get drawn into a long rally there. That's that backhand that she's been working so hard in practice and training. Fires it straight into
No
the body
flashlight, please.
of her opponent, who doesn't have time to react and get the shot in.
Stop. No flashlight, please. Thank you. 1-2. 3-1.
Well, YINGSHA perhaps in a bit of a rush to get that point finished off, just lunged across the table. Accuracy suffered as a result, and HIRANO is within touching distance here, just a single point adrift in these opening stages.
Net 3-2.
YINGSHA is just so quick at covering all of that ground. She has great anticipation.
Three, 4.
YINGSHA lets out a scream of celebration once again, and she moves 2 points clear with a shake of the head from HIRANO in acceptance. Nothing she could have done to counter the force with which YINGSHA was hitting those backhands straight towards her. YINGSHA looked to punish that mistake from HIRANO and couldn't quite make it count. Ball popping up was there for the taking for the world number one. She'll be disappointed she was unable to do more with that one. HIRANO still very much in the mix here, just a single point behind the world number one.
4-6. It's
a really confident play then from HIRANO, who is desperate to keep in touch with YINGSHA. She knows that this is a must-win game if she is to stay in this China Smash. Brilliant, superb ball placement, just outfoxing YINGSHA to the wide forehand.
Stop. Yellow card for delaying the game. 5-6.
For the Japanese, for not playing quickly enough.
Let 5-6.
Superb from YINGSHA. First of all, it was that forehand, that aggressive, exceptionally powerful forehand. HIRANO was able to return it, able to stay in the mix. It was only a matter of time. YINGSHA was really able to turn the screw in that rally, which has forced HIRANO into the timeout. HIRANO is still in touch here. There's just these 2 points difference, but YINGSHA very much dominant in that
7-5.
previous point that forced HIRANO into taking the timeout. Clearly needed a bit of a breather, needed some time with her coach to reset in what's a critical fourth game for her. SHATOU has been serving incredibly well, very consistently. See what the plan was from HIRANO there, just couldn't quite execute. Raw power. She is such a strong, fit player, YINGSHA. She puts in hours and hours of strength and conditioning work in the gym. Partly what we can credit that incredibly strong forehand to.
6-9.
Though into the net, and that is something of a lifeline for HIRANO. That is 2 consecutive errors then from YINGSHA, and that is good play from HIRANO to make the world number 1 look a little bit uncomfortable. She's managed to close that 4-point deficit and reduce it to just 2. These are big points now coming up. YINGSHA knows that she is just a couple of points away from sealing her place in the next round.
10-7.
It is either Zhu Shibing of China or Mo Zhang of Canada who awaits in round 2 here. YINGSHA has 3 match points now to play with.
11-7.
Rather swept at that return did HIRANO. YINGSHA through 3 games to 1. Surviving something of a comeback from the Japanese in game number 4. It was an impressive performance from the world number 1 in front of the home fans here in Beijing to seal her place in the second round. Credit to HIRANO for levelling up in game 2, 11 points to 5. But YINGSHA utterly dominant in game number 2, taking that 11 points to 2. It was a